In the Atlantic Ocean, just off the coast of Brazil, lies a small island. It is covered in dense, green jungle. From a distance, it looks like paradise. But the Brazilian government has made it strictly illegal to set foot on it. The penalty for visiting is a heavy fine. But the real penalty is death. Because this island is home to thousands of the deadliest creatures on Earth. One step into the jungle, and you have only minutes to live. This is Ilha da Queimada Grande, and the world knows it by a much scarier name. Snake Island. The island is located about 90 miles from the city of Sao Paulo. It is small, only about 43 hectares. For centuries, sailors avoided it. They gave it a dark name. They called it the Island of Death. The Portuguese name, Queimada Grande, means the Great Burned Island. Legend says pirates used to burn the island to scare away enemies. But the fire did not destroy the island's true masters. It only drove them deeper into the jungle. And over thousands of years, those masters evolved into something terrifying. In the late 19th century, people tried to tame the island. They wanted to build a banana plantation. They cleared parts of the jungle. They built small wooden houses. They thought they had conquered nature. But the jungle was fighting back. The workers would go into the trees to harvest fruit. And many of them would never come back. Those who did return spoke of shadows in the branches, of silent strikes, of pain so intense that they wished for death. The most famous tragedy happened to a man named Mauricio. He lived in a small house near the edge of the jungle. One morning, he went outside to cut a banana tree. He did not see what was hiding in the leaves. A snake struck him. Not once, but multiple times. He managed to crawl back to his bed, but the venom was already working. By the time help arrived, Mauricio was dead. His body was swollen. The venom had started to destroy him from the inside. Then there is the dark legend of the lighthouse keeper. In the 1920s, a keeper lived on the island with his wife and 3 children. Their job was to keep the light burning for passing ships. One night, a massive storm hit the island. The keeper went outside to check the lamp. He never returned. The next morning, his wife went to look for him. She found him dead on the stairs. The island's snakes had entered the lighthouse. Within days, the family was evacuated. The lighthouse was automated. Humans were banned from staying overnight. The Brazilian Navy later investigated the lighthouse story. They found no records of a keeper ever living there with his family. The story was likely a myth created by sailors to scare people away. But the truth is actually scarier than the myth. Because the real monsters on Snake Island do not need to hide in the dark. They own every inch of the jungle. They are called the Golden Lanceheads. And they are the most venomous snakes in the world. The Golden Lancehead is found nowhere else on Earth. It exists only on this one small island. Over thousands of years, the snakes were cut off from the mainland. They had no natural predators. They had to adapt to survive. Their prey changed. Instead of hunting small mammals on the ground, they started hunting birds in the trees. To catch a bird in midair, a snake needs speed. And it needs venom that acts instantly. The venom of the Golden Lancehead is a biological weapon. It is a hemotoxin. It destroys blood vessels. It melts flesh. It causes internal bleeding and kidney failure. If you are bitten on the mainland by a normal snake, you might have hours to get an antidote. If you are bitten by a golden lancehead, you have less than an hour. Without immediate medical help, the tissue around the bite simply dies. The venom literally dissolves you. How many snakes are on the island? Rumors say there's 1 snake for every square meter. Experts say that is an exaggeration. But the reality is still terrifying. Scientists estimate there are between 2,000 and 4,000 snakes on the island. They are everywhere, coiled in the trees, hiding under rocks, slithering across the forest floor. The island is a giant, breathing nest of vipers. Today, the only humans who visit the island are scientists. And they do not go lightly. To step onto Snake Island, you need special permission from the Brazilian government. You must wear thick leather boots, heavy protective clothing, and you must be accompanied by armed guards. The researchers do not touch the snakes. They only observe them from a distance. They study how an isolated species evolves in complete captivity. Archive note: the Brazilian Navy maintains a strict exclusion zone around Ilha da Queimada Grande. No tourists are allowed. No boats can dock. The only visitors are biologists who visit a few times a year. The island remains a pristine, untouched wilderness, a place where nature is allowed to be brutal, beautiful, and completely unforgiving. The story of Snake Island is a reminder of our place in the world. We build cities. We pave roads. We think we control the planet. But just a few miles off the coast, there are places that do not belong to us. Places where the rules of survival are written in venom and blood. Snake Island is not a paradise. It is a fortress, and its gates are closed to us forever. Some places on Earth are meant to be left alone, not because they are cursed, but because they are perfect in their own deadly way. The Golden Lancehead does not hate humans. It simply does not need us. It has everything it needs in its small green kingdom. And we are just outsiders, looking through the fence. If this story gave you chills, subscribe. Every week, Strange Archives opens another forgotten page of history. See you in the next episode.